G'day everyone, another awesome biogas day. Well, as you can probably tell by the title of the video, we finally found a gas fridge. Nice, cheap, on Facebook Marketplace from an old guy that used to live on a property and off-grid. What better use? So I'd like to say thank you everyone, 1,000 subscribers. It's a good milestone. I'm very happy and very pleased that I could share information with all of you. And I hope you guys try it at home and just more importantly learn something, give it a whirl. So as I said, this here, at the moment it's still LPG. So I've got it running there on the LPG tank. So inside it needs a bit of a clean, but anyway. It's got the gas valves here, I'll show you in a sec. So you can actually light it here, the gas electronic ignition. At the moment, room temperature, but I've got it running on LPG. This is one thing I've noticed. I keep showing you guys how to convert things, but I haven't shown you them working with the LPG, just to prove that, you know, it worked on LPG and then, you know, works on biogas. So let's have a closer look at this. Rightio, so now for the nifty little beast. Okay, let's give it a bit of an open. So it's been sitting for a while, so it's a bit dirty, but I'm sure I'll give it a clean out once I get around to that. I thought I'd just make this video first. But it also, this unit itself actually has electrical power point, so it's electric and gas, which is handy, I suppose. If you run out of gas, you can, if you've got solar, if you're off grid, you can run it through there just as a backup. We've got gas thermostat. Now to light it, you can pull this, which starts the gas, and you push it in. This is the electric clicker. Now I've already got this going because I wanted a head start, because I know this video is probably going to be a couple of days in the making, because I want to see the temperature from like room temperature to actually cold. So I'll get a thermostat going in there. And at the back of it, you can see the exhaust. So this definitely needs to be vented. So I wouldn't have it indoors much. But the LPG is roaring away at the moment. And I have the electrical component of it, which I'm not going to really worry about. This is a biogas video, not electrical video. Yeah, gas valve into tank. So I thought I was getting a bit of a good deal when I picked up this. It was advertised for 50 bucks, this gas fridge. I've been keeping my eye out for this for ages. Now, with the same post, it was something that actually caught my eye. I bought it as well. It's better than that. So like I said, I was very happy to pick up this. But in the same post, there was also this. A bigger gas fridge and freezer. So this was 100 bucks. So this is what I originally went out of town for and picked up. And the guy also had this. So he said, well, if I buy this for 100 bucks, then I can have that for 20 instead of 50. So that was a bloody good score. Always pays to keep an eye out and try and salvage things. And even a spare lead. Good on him. Nice old bloke. So this, I'll try to get up and running, and then we'll see how we go from there. As we can see at the front of this, this also has gas on and off, the temperature of the fridge, and a push start. So the push start's actually a little bit dodgy, old mate told me. So we just actually light it with a lighter at the back, and we don't have any hassles from there. So I've got the tank down here. This already has a bayonet fitting, so it fits in nicely with what I've got, the regulator. The back of it, there's your gas vent, all your coils, and then down here. Now, as always with gas things, to try and convert, always look for the Venturi and restriction nozzle. So there's the Venturi, so we're going to plug that up. Now I've already given this a little bit of a try, and it works fine without replacing the restriction nozzle on this one for some odd reason. I think because the pressure's so low, because it goes through this regulator here as well, then through the gas lines, and then through there. Because ideally you only need a little flame, so I'm guessing it already regulates its own gas pressure. So I'll hook this up and we'll get her fired up. Yeah, got the venturi closed, a bit of electrical tape on hand. Never did I say that biogas had to be very technical, so just use what you got. And so I usually use foil. I have a little bit of a leak at the back there, so I just taped it up. Anyway, all good. As you can see here, the pilot light is lit, and this is biogas, not LPG. So I didn't change any nozzles on this. I'm sure on different models you probably have to, but this particular one I didn't. So yippee, easy easy. So like I said, I'll probably leave this going for a while and see what the temperature difference is in the fridge. Chuck a few beers in there, what do you reckon? We'll report back later on. Okay, so we've been about 24 hours now. I've got the thermometer here and we're looking at about 30 degrees in the shed. It's starting to get warm. Now summer's finally kicked into gear. So what I'll do is, this is still running on LPG, so I want to do a comparison of these. So I'll have this going for probably another day to see what the new temperature range is, and then we'll switch it to biogas, and then we'll do the reading of this also, and we'll switch that to LPG, just to get a bit of an idea of what the difference is going to be. But at the moment now, just by touch, I can feel that this is colder, only because I think the flame is burning more intensely here. Whereas here it's, it's just a sort of flickering, it's on and the exhaust is hot, but the fridge doesn't feel as cold as that. But then again, that's smaller, that's bigger, that'll take longer to cool down. Anyway, I'll whack it in there and we'll get a reading. I'll lift this for a little while, open up and see what it says. Sorry. 8 degrees. Okay, so that's not bad. Not bad at all. Alright, so I'll put that now, just let it heat back up, and then I'll put it in the other bigger fridge. Well, it's now a little bit later on in the afternoon, and as I said, I put the thermostat in here to see what it was at. I've come back and checked on it a couple of times. It hasn't dropped below 25 degrees. And I left it an extra 2 hours in here just to see if it would go down a bit more, but it hasn't. So what I've done is now hook the LPG back up, and I'm just going to see how that goes. If you look here, this flame is significantly brighter and burning a lot more. So I can only imagine that the flame that I had before with the biogas wasn't large enough, wasn't putting out enough heat for the heat exchanger for this. So what I'll do is I'll run it on the LPG for a time, see what results I get, and then if I can adjust the flow for the biogas, I will. But at the moment, we will just try the LPG out. Right, so we're back working on the smaller fridge. I hooked up to the biogas and it wasn't getting gas through. So I actually had to take out the nozzle here and drill it bigger. It was tiny, tiny. So that is just from in there. Now the Venturi is actually in here, so I couldn't get to it. So I've just packed this full of insulation. So hopefully it just stops air sucking in the Venturi so it can come out the nozzle up here and into the burner. So I'll put this back in and see how we go. Okay, now the little fridge is up and running on biogas. Once again, we'll see what the results are. Well, since that last clip, it's been about 2 weeks difference now. Today's actually Christmas Day. So 2 weeks ago, I had the little fridge up and running on the biogas, and the gas actually ran out, probably within a couple of hours. So the tank might not have been as full as I thought when I first started. So a week passed, and I got the bag behind me full and then compressed it into there, hooked it up again, and it was going good. Like the flame was quite large, but it ran out pretty quick as well. So what I've actually done this time is I've got it compressed up to 160 psi again, which is one of those bags plus a little bit more I think from this morning. So I've hooked it up, but this time around I've changed, there's a little lever on the back of it so I can regulate the gas flow directly from the back of the fridge as well. So at the moment this has been going for about an hour, and on low, I suppose you would call it. All the pipes and the vent is hot, all in the back section. The outside it's about 30 degrees probably in the shed, and the thermometer in the tank at the moment is at 18. So what I'll do is I will check back in another couple of hours to see what the difference is. But at the moment it seems that slow and steady seems to be the way to go. Whether this is overly practical, I'm not sure. Like it does appear to use a bit of gas, but I suppose if you're on a big bloody dairy farm or something and have quite a few tanks, like I've only got the two 1,000 litre tanks going at the moment, so I'm getting a decent amount of gas, but even this little fridge here, it's using quite a bit. But anyway, we'll keep going at it. So it's been about four and a half hours at the moment. The flame is still going, so that's a good sign. All this pipe work at the back is scorching hot, so that's another good sign. Oh yeah, that's hot. We'll go have a look inside the fridge, see the right now we're looking at about 10 degrees. It's slowly going up now that I've got the door open. As you can see, it is dropping, so it's definitely working. I might call it for this video. I'll do a part 2 with the larger fridge. I know I just want to get this video out because I'm going to try and run that tank empty on the little fridge to see just how far down the temperature will go. Ideally you want it anywhere between 0 and 5 degrees. So we'll do that and then we'll come back to this fridge. I also have to get another tank of LPG, propane, so as I said, I want to get that running on LPG first, just to show that yes, it does work, and then knock it onto the biogas and see how effective it is on that as well. But at the moment, like I said, we've got the flame turned down on this fridge here. I want to see how long the flame will actually last, because when the valve was more open, it didn't last overly long. So we'll do that, and then we'll create a new video for the second fridge, and yeah, we'll see you then. Everyone enjoy, have a good holiday break, and see you next time.